Hello, beautiful healers. It's Mihaela Telecan, and I am back with the real interview with Jackie DeBlasio. The first one we attempted was a little bit challenged by tech stuff. So as soon as I see Jackie live, I'm going to bring her on with, all the way from Canada, virtually, on a virtual space. And here she is, adding her on. We will have a wonderful conversation around Soulandalas. What are those and why they are a fabulous practice for you to incorporate to boost your mind-body health. And here she is. Now, let me see. Did I hear you well?
Yes.
Yes, perfect. Oh, what a big difference. So now, dear followers and friends, you can listen to this live, hopefully. If not, you can catch the recording or the replay. So let me introduce to you Jackie DeBlasio. She is actually all the way in North Canada, right? Pretty far north. However, Jackie and I are knowing each other for, wow, how many years, Jackie? At least since, let's see, we collaborated on
five
chakras.
or six.
Right, something like that. At least, yeah, since 2014 or 15.
Yeah.
So I've been following Jackie's work for a long time, and I absolutely love her creative healing work, let's call it that way, and you will explain much better than I do. And recently, I joined one of Jackie's programs, which is called SOULandala Certification Practitioners Program.
Yeah.
Which I'm looking forward to be certified in this practice. I'm already using it personally, and I absolutely love the effect it has on my own mind-body health. And I decided to already offer the one aspect of the practice as a bonus inside the October detoxification, the Smart Safe Detox program. And I thought it would be so good to have Jackie live. And thank you for taking time from your busy schedule to come and share with us what are Soulandalas and how did you arrive to this point?
Yeah. Well, I'm so excited to be here and to be able to share with you. So to make a long story fairly short, about 16 years ago when my children were young, I found myself in a depression. And I'd never been depressed before. I didn't even understand what was happening. I thought I was in a funk or something that did not go away. And so I finally brought myself out of it very, very quickly through soul healing and just really opening up that reconnection with myself and who I was. And so that was really, really powerful and shifted everything in my life. So ever since then, I have been very dedicated to sharing different ways that people can also experience the same thing, to become more focused in what's most important to them in their lives. Because, I mean, life is so hectic and busy, and we just get often carried away on this wave, and we forget about who we are and what's important to us and what our truest soul desires are, right? So through the years, I looked at all sorts of different meditation practices, different healing practices. I worked extensively with chakras and color healing. And then I discovered that I was an artist. And this really surprised me because I loved art when I was in high school, but nobody said that I should or could continue with creativity in my life. And so once that art class started in grade 12, I quit. Like, I literally virtually did not paint for, up until about 5 years ago, I started again. And it just like I'm so passionate about it because I discovered that through creativity, it's like a conduit for our soul wisdom, our soul healing, our soul's guidance. And so it has been such a powerful journey, and I love supporting people in discovering what creativity looks like for them, because many of us, you know, when we were young, either a teacher would say something negative about our art, or a friend or a family member. And I hear this all the time. People have shut down from creativity for many years, or like me, they just thought that it really didn't have any value, that we needed to work, we needed to raise our children, and, you know, do all of these things in the community. But really, to follow these passions, and if creativity is one of them, or to just rediscover it, is super powerful. So, yeah.
Wow. I agree with you 100%. And I think I shared this with you one time when we were talking about this, the fact that we all have this creative nature. I believe it's built in. It's part of
Yes.
our biological makeup.
Yes.
And as you know, I always look at how our previous generations lived, traditional or ancestral. Ancestral, all I can think is what are those cave paintings called? They
Yeah.
have a name. I can't think of them, but that would be a form of expressive art. The tribal dance would be a form of expressive art. But more in our more recent history, if we look at our mothers and grandmothers and grandmothers, it was part of their lifestyle to get together, especially in the winter, and do knitting or embroidery or weaving. Personally, I do remember my mother and grandmothers doing that, and we have so much art all over the walls of this handmade embroidery paintings. Very, very beautiful.
Yeah.
So I feel like it is not optional. It's like non-negotiable to devote, a word I love,
Yeah.
I learned from you, to devote time to explore this part of our human nature, and not to push it aside as I don't have time for this, it's not important, it's not going to help me make money. No, it's helping you make money indirectly, because if you have sanity, if you're a healthy human being, mind, body healthy, you can do anything you choose to do. So I'm so excited about the work you do, and I want now to again turn the stage back to you so you can tell us what Soulandalas are, basically.
All right. Yeah, well, they are very, very simple designs. They are sacred symbols, is how I describe them, brought forward from our heart. And they have a lot of repetition generally. And I've got a couple of books here of my own personal journals. And so here's one. And so they have a lot of repetition. And I always do journaling underneath. And the journaling, it's not sort of a, oh, well, this happened today and that happened, and
Not the diary.
it's not that kind of journaling. I used to avoid journaling like the plague. I used to think people that journaled were a little self-involved. Boy, did I have it wrong, because journaling is amazing. And so when I journal, it's very self-empowering. And actually, I have like a morning practice where I journal. I do some visioning work, some journaling, and then I create my Soulandala. And it can be, you know,
Wow.
really,
I love
and
it.
anything that we want. And so what happens through these layers of visioning, journaling and then bringing the creative piece forward, we become very intentional in our lives and what we want to experience, right? Like we all get to be conscious creators, and that is so powerful when you realize it. And so I do this every day, and it really helps to ground me and anchor me into what's most important. And it totally flips your day. Like it feels incredible to start out that way, or to use your SOULandala practice at night to really decompress from the day and to get a better night's sleep. The repetitiveness of the mark making and the colors, it really helps to release stress and overwhelm, anxiety, fear, anger, all of those emotions, right?
Big
And
time.
yes. And then when we do that, that's when we open up to hearing the messages from our heart, from our soul, and to access that inner guidance and wisdom, right? Like we all have it. And so this is a really powerful practice, and they can also be done on canvas.
Oh, that's my next step.
Yeah. Yeah, the canvas is so fun, even if you've never painted, because it's actually far more simple than what it looks, right? And then when you create, trust me, it's,
Yeah.
you know, it's not like painting a horse or a house or a person. You know, that takes a little bit of technical ability. But bringing a Soulandala to the canvas or into the pages of your creative journal is really simple, and it's just paint and layers. And so with the ones on canvas, then you can use them almost like talismans, and use them for meditation, use them as reminders as to what's most important to you, your soul desires to help you manifest. So yeah, it's really powerful work. And I love that you are combining this and bringing it into your work with people and myself. I'm actually working with Mihaela right now as well, privately. I think we're about 3 weeks in, and oh my gosh, like I have to say that I have more energy right now after 3 weeks of working with Mihaela. Like no more afternoon slump, like no more afternoon naps, like so painfully tired that I have to literally lay down for half an hour. None of that anymore. Like my day just flows now. I'm so thrilled. So yes, if you're considering working with Mihaela, I could not recommend her anymore. And to bring this practice into that work, you know, especially when it comes to our health and exercising and how we eat, you have to really connect deeply with yourself and what you want in your life. And so when you come up with those blocks, when your family delivers pizza, like what happened in my home this week, and I didn't have any damn pizza, no way. But I had my Soulandala, I had my Soulandala journal to go to and to work through that, right? Because I wanted that pizza pretty bad, but it reconnected me to who I was. And so, you know, it's a really powerful, powerful tool, and I think it'll be amazing for your clients to really experience that and have that as an extra layer of support when Mihaela isn't sitting on their shoulder saying, well, you're going to feel better if you do this or do that. But, you know, we need something to carry us through as well. So
I'm just going to pick up from the last sentence, and thank you for you know, your kind recommendation words and sharing your early feedback with our listeners.
yeah.
I would say as a big part of my coaching work is offering external accountability. But the goal is for me, while I work with someone for 3 months, for example, and offer that external accountability, to help them develop their internal accountability. And this is how I see Soulandalas as being so powerful. To help, like you said, to set those intentions, to help clear out of the way all the thoughts that come and interfere with our core desire, to get to reconnect with our inner wisdom. It's like the seeing cure in the methodology. I'm literally like blown away how powerful this is. And one other thing that stood out to me, like how, when and how you will incorporate it, you will figure out your flow. When is the best time for you to use it? I started using it in the morning when I felt a little bit shaky to which way I'm going with my business. Do I continue this way? Do I shift to another direction? So I wasn't grounded. I didn't have clarity. And it helped me start the day with that. Now, after what is it? It's a month, I think, since I began this process. Now I find myself wanting to sit down in front of that paper at night. Just like you said, it just helps me decompress, like homework, food, business, laundry, cleaner, whatever happens throughout the day. It's a lot that's happening. I just want to sit down in front of that paper before I go to sleep and just put some color on it. Right now I'm working on single colors with different tones and within the same color, and just let my emotions and thoughts just go on that paper so I can go to sleep like free. And I rest. So it's just fabulous. It's no rhyme or reason to, no, I shouldn't say rhyme or reason. There's no predetermined, oh, you have to do this in the morning or you have to do it at night or middle of the day. No, you will find, it's like you develop this relationship with the Soulandalas where you know when you need to go to them. They call you, basically. I think, I don't know, was one other thought I had, but I think that's pretty much like how I see it. As a additional tool in the toolbox that makes our, healing journey enjoyable and smoother, because it's not like straight shot. It's not flat Florida land. No.
Yeah.
Healing journey is windy and steep and all that. That's why we need support. And this is one of the fabulous tools that I'm grateful to be able to learn it. And again, anything I will teach my clients, I have to do it first. Yes. And if I feel like it's of value, if it's of value to me, it's of value to anyone. And once you learn it, you make it fit your creative side. Like how do you like to create?
Yeah, absolutely. And that, that's really important because life is so full of rules and shoulds and need to and have tos. Like it is so freaking heavy. And so with this practice, whenever I teach it or share it with the facilitators or people in my programs, I tell everyone, I'm going to teach it to you. You experience it the way I teach it, and then take it and make it your own, right? Make it something that you do from a place of inspiration, not, oh, well, I'm going to bed now. I guess I got to get out my journal and spend 20 minutes. No. If you want to spend 2 minutes or just do it at lunchtime or whatever, when you're waiting for your child at soccer practice or whatever it is, you have it there. It's available to you. So I think that it's going to be incredible for you to share with the people that you work with, Mihaela. It's going to be
Yes.
absolutely really life-changing for
It
sure.
will elevate. It will
Yes,
elevate
yes,
the whole experience
yes,
and the healing.
yes.
Definitely. It's like, you know, the cure method, the one I use personally and with my clients, like we connect. It helps connect with that inner wisdom,
Yeah,
which we have. Listen,
yes,
so we can hear the voice of our body, so we know what to choose to eat. So we're no longer stressed about that or overwhelmed or
yeah,
afraid or guilty or any of that. It's
yes,
just the inner knowing that guides us. We no longer are affected by the the news lines, media's
yeah.
headlines. Oh, news lines, headlines. Sorry, that's what I was. The headlines in the media. We hold our ground because we know how to listen to our body, and then the E in cure is to elevate. So this just elevates. I feel like it brings more flow into the process rather than being like you're
Yeah.
saying, you have to do, oh, you have to exercise, you have to eat, you have to sleep, you have to, you have to, you have to. How about if it's all a flow? It comes with the intention that we bring on, and again we are designing, we are creating our own life experiences with willingness, and it just flows beautifully. Yes. So at your encouragement, I decided to make it already part of the next detox group. It's going to be a bonus for the
Yeah.
participants that join in October. And I will actually teach how to create your own journal, because until this point, when I've been buying journals, I always buy journals, and I have different journals for different things. Um, and sometimes I use them to set intentions. Sometimes I use them to just write my to-do list or a brain dump or whatever. It's like a use it all. But now, working with Jackie, I literally created my own journal. I think I showed in the last video. I have to go bring it from my other table. And it's just a different relationship. I compare this like creating your own journal that has this designated function and has the intention you're setting behind it. I compare that with the home cooked meal.
Yes.
It's so similar, and
Yes.
I do believe that cooking your own meals and decorating and making them pretty, it is uh, a creative outlet. I have no doubts about. My mother, I always admire her. She's an artist. Like I always said, oh, I'm not artistic at any level, especially compared to my mom. She did all this, like, oh my gosh, I can't even think of like embroideries and paintings, but she would decorate our food. I'm like, why is she wasting time? We're gonna eat
Oh.
it anyway. But she always made cute frogs out of stuffed eggs, and the salad, she will always beautiful. And I always admired that side of her, but to me it was like, that's a waste of time. We're
What
gonna
is
eat
she
it.
doing?
Yeah, what is she doing? Why is she doing all this? And now I can see how she didn't need therapy
Yeah.
with 3 kids and jobs and farm and all that, because she found her outlet.
Yes.
Between in the winter, she would sit down and she made rugs for the floor. I mean, it's like mind blowing crazy.
Yeah.
So she always find ways to release, not because she was taught, because she just felt that that was the right thing for her
Yep.
to do. Nobody asked her to decorate the food, but that brought her joy.
Yeah.
So don't look at, oh my gosh, Mihaela's adding another to-do on our thing. If you don't want to create your own journal, you can just see the training, what it involves. You may not be ready now to do it.
Yeah.
Later down the road, you will be. You can just buy a journal that you dedicated to your healing journey, and you allocate a section for your detox. part of the healing journey. But it's really the equivalent of creating a beautiful home cooked meal from scratch. That's the journal that I'm learning with Jackie to make, and I will teach inside the detox. So it begins with setting the intentions behind that, writing a letter from your higher self or from your inner wise woman or whichever, or your future self. I love a lot the future self. In fact, with my client I had right before our interview, we were talking about how we are also in some ways impatient. We wanted to lose the weight now, you know?
Yep.
But if you were to meet your future self when she's, I don't know, 75 years old or 80 years old, and she comes and gives you a hug and she tells you, sweetheart, I am here. I weigh, 150 pounds, if that's your desired weight, and I'm healthy like a horse and happy like a bee, and I do all the things I love to do. And those 3 years or 5 years, whatever long it took for you to lose the weight, to get healthy, to have the energy, it's like the drop in the bucket. Why are you frustrated in the middle of doing it? Trust yourself. I am here. I'm well. So what if you meet your future self and she sends you this letter and you write it down, you write it as you wish it to be, and then you paint on top of it and you create your own journal. You're not going to want to put it in the trash.
No, never.
When I did it, so here I am, I write my letter, like the whole big page, because I create a big journal. And I put the colors on, and they came nothing like yours, by the way. It's like really bad. I'm like, oh, I'm going to put this in the trash. I literally, if I did not had the intentions behind it and received that message, that letter that came on the journal, it would have been in the trash, because I'm like that. And it has to be perfect. It has to be, oh, Jackie shows me this way, the colors are flowing this way, mine are nothing like that. But because it was not a to-do project, it was a soul work. I said, it's here to stay, and I'm gonna add layers to it all the way until I'm happy with it. Which I did. It took like 2 or 3 days to keep painting, waiting for it to dry. So now I love it. I look at it and I love it. So it has meaning behind it. Why I'm sharing this? Because again, it's not another to-do. If you approach your healing journey as a to-do, oh, Mihaela told me to do this. Oh, I have to eat this way. Oh, now I need to exercise. Look at me. I'm very successful. No. From that space, you can't elevate, you can't expand, you can't grow. I mean, you might, but it's very frustrating. It's difficult. You don't want to be there. So why not take this journey with joy and embrace every step? Easy, smooth, not so easy. Embrace it. It's part of you. I had the phone call. So that was my view on it. What would you like to add to that?
Well, just that through the creative process, there are so many reflections into our life. What happens when you create is directly happening in your life. So if you are a perfectionist and you want to do your Soulandala design in pencil first, but I tell everyone when they start, get a Sharpie out or a pen and make your marks. And if you mess up, work with it, add layers. It's like life, nothing's ever perfect. And it's amazing how learning to work even within the Soulandala journal and to let go of perfectionism, it comes through in your life. Like you see the possibilities in other things. So yeah, the work goes pretty deep, and the personalized journals are like, they become very special, and they're layered up with so much of who you are. Like you said, you will just hold on to that journal, and you'll probably make more in the future.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because it becomes very addictive.
I learned that too.
Yeah.
But in a good way. It's
Yes.
just, and I agree with you with how deep I feel every time I look at any one of the pieces I've created. I could see my mind on the paper, like the way I felt at the time when I created. I could
Yeah.
see it on the paper. Very, very powerful. It is indeed deep work. And I like the fact that you encourage us from the get-go not to use pencils, because I would have erased like a million times everything I've done. And just yeah, accept that things don't make any sense together. You don't know how it's going to look in the end, but just trust that in the end, it's just perfect.
Yeah,
The way it is.
Exactly. Just like life.
Yes, just like life. We letting go of perfection and of this need to control the outcome.
Yes.
Not to be attached to the outcome. That's I think that's very valuable outcome of Soulandalas. The fact that we let go of outcomes.
Yeah.
And just be in the moment, in the process.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Jackie. This was fabulous. Would you like to add anything? I'm checking the time. Yes, okay, we are good with time. Would you like to add anything else? Do you have any offering for, not for practitioners, but for...
Yeah, I do. I have something coming up beginning October 23rd, and it's called Creative Bliss, 21 Days of Creative Bliss. And so within that, I will teach everything about Soulandalas. You will create your own Soulandala journal, much like what Mihaela is going to be teaching.
Cool.
And then also, I'll be taking you through a video series in creating a Soulandala on Canvas.
Super.
Yeah.
So this is like a great introduction to this work. So I highly recommend those of you, especially those of you that are not interested in taking the detox, but you want to learn about Soulandalas, until I will have my own separate Soulandala program.
Yeah.
Jackie is the person to go, especially because she is the creator of the practice. So make sure we're gonna put a link below.
Yeah,
in
perfect.
case you want to join Jackie's 21 days program. I highly recommend, especially if you're skeptical, if you're not sure this is for you, if it's helping you in any way, just for the curiosity or challenge factor, I encourage you to do it. If you desire to do the detox, so now I'm gonna do like a sales pitch here.
Yeah, do it. I can't wait for it.
Yes, Jackie's going to, by the way, she's doing the detox. But the detox will include this practice as a bonus. I will be teaching the practice, not Jackie. However, this is the last live round for 2019. The next one is going to be in January, most likely. I don't know the date, but it will be at the beginning of the year. Usually it's great to have this after, starting October 31st, I believe, is Halloween. We entered the candy season, and no thinking anymore, just eating everything on site. Sorry, I don't want to sound bad, but that's what happens. We all tend to eat slightly different for the last 3 months of the year. So January, it's a great time to actually get on the detox program. However, in January, the program will go up to $500. One is because I'm adding the SOULandala practice as part of it. So it's going to be longer, the program. It's going to be 30 days. So right now, the program is 17 days. It's 7 days to prepare and 10 days the actual protocol. Starting January is going to be 10 days to prepare, 10 days the actual protocol, and 10 days follow up to make sure that you now transition to a default diet that's hopefully supporting your goals. Because the detox is just a tool that you can use as needed, but it's not the way you will eat for the rest of your life. So right now it's $197 to join, and again you receive as a bonus the SOULandala practice, and you have lifetime access, meaning you will be able to do it again in January and March and whatever. I will offer it at no additional cost. So even if you can't do it now, if you feel like you want to do it long term, it's a win-win to join in for $197 versus paying $500 next year.
Yeah.
But if it's not for you, then of course, thank you for watching us live today and following my work. You can follow Jackie's work. So we're going to put some links below this video to join Jackie's program, to follow. You have a free group also, right?
Yeah,
yes, I'm in your free group.
I think we could just put in the link for the Creative Soul Sanctuary, and then any offers that that's kind of my main. Yeah, that's my main hub. Yeah.
Super. So we will put the link to Jackie's free Facebook group where she supports people around those creative processes, and I will put the link to the October detox. And remember, guys, tomorrow is the last day to join, and I only take 10 new people, and I already have 3, so there are 7 spots left. Hurry up if you know this is the next best step for you to take. And again, thank you for watching us live. I saw some hearts coming through or likes. And if you watch the recording and you have any questions, don't hesitate to post them below. Any takeaways, any experience you already have with creative processes, we would love to hear your comments and to answer any questions you have. Thank you again, Jackie.
Yes, thank you.
And see you in the next video.
Yeah, sounds good, Mihaela. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.